Morning and welcome to the second of the half-hour Pilates classes. Just to remember that 5 years ago it was all about lockdown. So today we're looking at backs, back health. Back health is something that can affect all of us. We can get a sore back after doing too much gardening, might need to just stretch it off. So the exercises I've chosen for this half-hour slot today are designed to free off through your back, so there's going to be some mobility. But to prevent backache coming back, obviously we need to strengthen. We need to strengthen our backs, lower back, upper back. We also need to strengthen our core and our obliques as well to hold everything in place. And movements we should do on a day-to-day basis then should be done mindfully. So before you reach for something, just think about engaging to give you strength. So we're going to just do a very, very brief warm-up of reminder of posture, take our back through some movements, and we'll be coming down onto the floor. So a reminder of your posture, feet are hip distance apart, toes are spread, feeling yourself planting down onto the mat. So big toes, little toes, and your heels. With your knees slightly bent, stand up to your best height. Imagine a little hook on the top of your head or just pegs on your ears, pulling you up towards the ceiling. Tuck your chin slightly, bring your awareness to your shoulders. We'll do one shoulder roll, shoulders forward, lift them up towards your ears, all the way around behind, and then bring your hands down on the outside of your legs. We are going to have a reminder of neutral spine today though, so just bring your hands to your hip bones, take a slightly deeper bend into your knees, sit down into it, and then what I want you to do is just rock your pelvis backwards and forwards. We're going to flatten your back, just lift your pubic bones slightly, and then tilt your pelvis in the opposite direction, arching through your back. So take that range of movement, it's slow. And what we're doing here is just taking the two extremes of a really arched back and a really flat back. And just start to make that movement a little bit smaller and a bit smaller still, and you'll come back to a place where your back feels comfortable. Now, we all look different in our neutral spines, so find the place where you think your back's under least stress, straighten your legs and bring your hands back down by your side. Small pull in of your tummy muscles, that helps to support your back. Pelvic floor will also lift. And then bring your awareness to your rib cage, front, side and back for your breathing. We're just going to do 2 deep breaths. So take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. And again, deep breath in. As you breathe out, just feel as though you should now be in good balance because your knees are over your feet, over your ankles, your hips are over your knees, your shoulders are then perfectly balanced on top and your head on top. We're just going to do a little bit of neck movement before we move to your back. So take a breath in, look up, and as you breathe out, chin to chest. And again, breathing in, look up, and breathing out, chin to chest. Last one, breathing in, look up, and breathing out, chin to chest. Bring your eyes back towards the horizon as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, turn and look to the right. Breathing in, back to center, and breathing out, turn and look to the left. Breathing in to center, breathing out, look to the right. Last one, breathing in to center, and breathing out, look to the left. Bring your head back to center, and then just drop your right ear to your right shoulder and lift. Left ear to left shoulder and lift. 2 more times to each side. I'm taking some time to warm up through your neck. It's all part of your spine. So we do need to have this movement in here and make sure that we're safe. And then your last time. Very nice. Take it straight into the side bend. So a gentle bend over to the right and lift all the way back to center. Gentle bend over to the left and back to center. Good. 1 more of those to each side. So we're just taking your spine sideways. Carry on, but next time you come up, trail your left fingertips into your left armpit and then back down, right fingertips into right armpit as you go in the opposite direction. 1 more of those to each side. Bring everything all the way back to center. Just take your arms slightly wider, feet slightly wider, and just take the turn to the right and then a turn to the left. Good. Great, again, gentle rotation of your spine. Also allows your side muscles to stretch. We've just got 2 more of those to each side. And your last one to each side. Good. Bring everything all the way back to center. Bring your feet back hip distance center. Just take a couple of shoulder rolls and then step to the end of your mat for your roll downs. So we're going to take some time in roll down and roll up. We will then take it on into a strength exercise. So feet are hip distance apart, standing tall, shoulders back and down. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, drop your chin towards your chest, round your shoulders. You can walk your hands down your thighs and keep knees bent for the first one. Lovely long stretch through your back, and then slowly restack your back, coming all the way back up. Good. So away you go. We're just going to keep doing this for a few moments. Keeping your knees bent, please, for the first ones. It's kinder on your back. And if you use your hands walking up and down your thighs, then you're supporting your back in this movement. So quite basic, but very important, particularly if you have a sore back at the moment. We're going to do one more of these gentle ones. When you get down as low as you can, just hold it, and then just try straightening your legs and then bending your legs. Straightening and bending. And again, you're working within your own range of movement. Got 2 more of those to go. Last one, end with straight legs and slowly roll up. You've been down there a long time. Just being careful if you have high or low blood pressure, low pressure in particular. 2 shoulder rolls at the top, and then we're going to come all the way back down again, trying to keep your legs as straight as you possibly can. Just eased off into your back muscles and then come all the way back up. When you get all the way back up to standing, back has now been nicely mobilized, and we're going to come all the way down and take a 4-point kneeling position. So breath in, and as you breathe out, drop your chin towards your chest, slowly roll yourself down, still supporting if necessary. Get as low as you can, take a bend through your knees, walk your hands out and come into your 4-point kneeling position. And all the exercises we're doing today have been recommended by the NHS for back issues. So we're going to start off just gently wagging our tails. So in your 4-point kneeling position, your hands are directly underneath your elbows, underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. I just want you to take your left hip out to the left and then back to centre and then out to the right, just so you're like a dog wagging its tail. So just going from side to side. So we're mobilising your lower back. In Pilates, quite often a lot of the exercises, the balance in the class is more strength and mobility. So we've got a mix in here today of both strength and mobility. Start to look round towards your hip as you take the tailbone out. As you're wagging your tail, just take a turn and a look. It doesn't have to be fast. You can go really slowly. 1 more to each side. And then bring everything all the way back to centre. Just move that into cat-cow now. So into cow, drop your belly, look forward, and then into cat. So just see how that feels as you work into your back. A bigger range of movement as feels comfortable right now. So in cow, you're tightening your back muscles, stretching your belly muscles. In cat, it works the other way around. So you're tightening your tummy muscles and you're stretching your back muscles. On your next cat, hold it there and then just take your bottom down towards your heels as far as you're able to into a child's pose. So stretching through the front of your arms, holding it there. And we're going to take it into a nice mobility move. So with your arms out in front, just lower your elbows down onto the mat and pull yourself forward into cow. Take your elbows off, you're back into cow. Lift up into cat and then back down into child's pose. And then you come slide yourself forward into a cow stretch. Lift your back and your shoulders into cat and then lower back down into child's pose. We carry on with a few of those. Again, it will be your version of it. Just notice how you feel doing this movement. At the end of this little sequence, your back should feel longer, it should feel stronger, and maybe a little less tight. You've got 3 more of these to go. Into cow. And up into cat. And back down into child's pose. 2 more to go. And then your last one. And from child's pose, just come forward into your 4-point kneeling position. So instead of the roll down and the push up, we're going to do push up and then a cat cow. So take your hands slightly wider on your mat. Your knees are still hip distance apart. Your shoulder blades are back down, just sitting on the top of your ribs, and engage your core muscles. So imagine that sort of bouncy ball is going to come up and hit you in the tummy. Everything is braced. As you breathe in, bend your elbows, lower your chest down to the mat. And then as you breathe out, push up again. You don't have to go all the way down. We're doing 5 of them. Nice and strengthening now for your back, strengthening for your shoulders. Working with your breath. And your last one. Good. And from there, just sit back into child's pose. Hold it there. Come forward into a cow. Up into cat. And back down into child's pose. Going to do that one more time. So forward into cow. Up into cat and back down into child's pose. In child's pose, lift yourself forward again into 4-point kneeling, hands wide on the mat. Go for another set of push-ups. So when you're ready, tuck your tailbone or pull your tummy muscles in, brace, whatever word you like. As you breathe in, bend your elbows, lower down. As you breathe out, push up again. And then lower. And push. Good. Up to 3 more times. The slowness is the important thing. So work with your breath. Last push up. And then take a child's pose. Again, coming through into cow and cat and child's pose. One more time. And cat. And then just hold your child's pose. Stretch out through your fingers. Just notice how that feels. Really push, push, push. Push, push, push through your hands to stretch them out. And from there, we're going to take it into swan dive for mobilization. So your swan dive arms are going to be like goddess when you're down on the mat. So elbows out wide. Coming down onto your mat, you have a block under your head if you want to. Elbows are out wide to the side, palms are down. Shoulders are relaxed. Bring your big toes together and let your heels drop wide because we don't want the glutes to work. We're going to start off with the mobilization phase. So just imagine now that you've got a blueberry in your belly button, pulling in your tummy, but no glute involvement. With your forehead down, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, push through your forearms, just lift your chest away from the mat, keep your chin tucked, you look down. And then as you breathe in, you come back down again. So breathe out to take your face and your chest away from the mat, breathing in to come back down. So keep that movement going. This is the mobility phase, taking your back into extension. An important part of back health is to take our backs through all range of movement. And then push up. So if we want to take it into strength, next time you lift up, you hover your hands an inch off the mat and then lower back down again. If you breathe out to lift and hover, breathe in to lower back down again. And again. So this is strengthening all of your back muscles now and your core muscles. Try and keep your shoulders relaxed. I know it's hard. Just imagine you've got a hook in the middle of your back and someone's pulling you up by a string that's attached to the hook. And breathe out as you lift. That will keep good core control. You've got 3 more. Or stay with pushing through your arms for back mobility. And your last time. Good. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up into 4-point kneeling. Just take a very gentle movement here to release off through your back. So any of the previous moves that we've done, hips swinging from side to side, circling your hips, or a cat-cow will all work. The next exercise we're going to come into is 4-point kneeling swimming. And remember, by using this video, you can stop and start it and spend longer in each of the moves if you want to. So your shoulders are relaxed, chin is tucked, you look down onto the mat directly in front of you. You have sore knees. Do place something that's rolled up and soft underneath your shins to elevate your knees just off the mat. We're going to start off with the legs. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, slide your right leg away from you and a small lift. Lower it back down and slide it back into the start. The other leg, sliding it out, small lift, lower and sliding it back in. Good. So carry on at your own rate. Just imagine you've got a tray, breakfast tray on your back. You don't want any of the breakfast to move or slide off. That's why we don't overlift the leg. It's about lengthening away from you. So this exercise is all for strength through the whole back line of your body, including your shoulders, including your glutes, back of your legs. Just keep a gentle engagement of your core muscles, so you're still bracing all the time. When I say engagement of the core, just like bringing the tension to your muscles, so you're about to receive a knock. Good. One more of these to each side. And we could stay here. This is all for lower back, all for your glutes. If you want to bring the arms in as well, next time you take your right leg away, your left arm goes away. Small lift of both. And then lower back. Straight away over to the other side. So see if you can stay focused in your movements. This exercise gives you the opportunity, as all of them should do really, to really look at your principles of Pilates. So you're focused, you're being very precise in the movements. You can bring your breath in, that's great. You breathe in to start. You breathe out as you extend and lift. You breathe in as you bring everything all the way back to the start. And then breathe out to go in the other direction. Nice work. Put 2 more to each side. Point kneeling swimming. I'd love to know what this would actually look like in a swimming pool. It's also known as bird dog. And again, I don't know where that phrase comes from. When you have finished that, just take a child's pose, stretch off through your back, be supported. Remember, in your child's pose, you can stack your fists. You don't want to come down too low too quickly and have your forehead on your fists, or you can have your arms in front, or you can have your arms behind. Any of those are fine. So just take a moment there to take a couple of breaths in. And then push yourself up to seated and come and sit on your mat. Now, a block can be really useful here to sit on the block to get yourself straight. So what I don't want is a bendy back, really struggling to hold yourself up. We need verticality in the spine. We need a long spine with its natural curve. So just sitting on a block is enough to tip you forward, or sit on the edge of a chair. The other alternative is to sit up on a kneeling sit. That will depend on your knees. And we'll take it into the kneeling or the seated spine twist. So just start off and bring your hands together in prayer. Spread your fingers wide and pop your thumbs on your chest. Then tilt up so your index fingers come underneath your chin. Elbows go flat and wide out to the side. And then you can feel your shoulder blades sinking down into the centre of your back. Tummy muscles just gently pulled in. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, rotate round to the right. Breathing in back to centre. And then rotate round to the left. And all the way back to centre. Good. Keep that movement going. So we're taking your spine now into twist rotation. And ideally, we're rotating from your waist upwards. Both sit bones should stay remaining on the floor, glued to the mat, or glued to your heels if you're sitting as I am. And imagine your spine, so it's a wet tea towel just being wrung out. If you want to, you can release the hands from here, have them in front like holding a big beach ball, but keep your eyes just at the gap in between the hands. Breath in, as you breathe out, rotate round one way, and then all the way back to center, and then rotate round the other way. Still working with your breath, breathing into center, breathing out as you rotate. Good. So far in the cat-cow and all that work, we've taken your spine into flexion and extension. And with swan dive as well, mainly into extension. Swimming, we held your back straight because that was a strength exercise. And this is another mobility exercise for the upper part of our backs. Good. We've got one more to each side. And this snapshot of how to look after your back. And then bring everything all the way back to center. Lower your arms. If you are sitting up, take your feet back out in front. And we're just going to take it into a spine stretch before we do mermaid. So feet are parallel, feet are long. I'll turn sideways just to show you. Sitting tall, again, you might still be on a block. Have your hands down to the side, shoulders back and down. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, drop your chin towards your chest and then walk your hands out like you're pulling your body out. Go as far as you can. It might not be too far because of the tightness through your hamstrings, and then push yourself all the way back in again. Good. Let's do that one more time. Pulling yourself out. Your back is quite straight at this point, and then pushing yourself back in. If you want to take it more into a strength exercise, bring your arms out in front, palms face each other, breath in. And as you breathe out, reach your hands forward towards your feet, then drop your chin down, look towards your thighs and roll yourself all the way back up. Sit tall, stretch forward, look down and roll yourself all the way back up. Good. Stretch forward, chin down and roll yourself all the way back up. We've just got two more of these to go. Again, it becomes a little bit of a meditative movement in this flow. And last one, reach forward, chin down, and then all the way back up, keeping your back nice and straight. And let's just take that out in a mermaid stretch to each side. So your right hand goes down, left arm up and over. Same to the other side. If you've got any shoulder impingement, just place your right hand down and stretch round with your left hand. And then the same to the other side. Just got one more move to each side. Either a mermaid or a reach and stretch. And then bring everything all the way back to center. Bring your legs in, lie down flat on your mat by holding behind your thighs or arms out in front and take the roll down. So in your supine setup position, lying on your back, you're looking up towards the ceiling, your chin is slightly tucked. Have a block. No, don't put a block under your head. Just realize we're doing shoulder bridge. No blocks under your head. We keep the blocks out of this. Feet are hip distance apart, knees hip distance apart. Bring your heels in slightly closer towards the base of your spine because I want your knees over your heels when we come up. Turn your palms to face up. Just allows your shoulders and your chest to open and relax. We'll start off with some very gentle pelvic tilting, like we did when we were standing at the start of class. Breath in. And as you breathe out, push your lower back down into the mat as much as you can. Get every backbone down onto the mat. Stop there. And then arch back in the other direction, creating a small mouse hole in the small of your back. So carry on with that range of movement. Just pushing your back down. Imagine that there's a piece of paper underneath your back and you just painted your spine. And you're leaving a spine print on that piece of paper. When we come into shoulder bridge in a moment, it's going to be for activating through our glutes and bringing our spine into a lovely range of movement. So next time, push your lower back down into the mat, start to squeeze your glutes and slowly bring yourself up as far as you feel comfortable. Ideally, a ski slope position, breath in, and as you breathe out, coming all the way down. But if you've got acute back pain right now at the moment, just carry on with your pelvic tilting. Or come halfway up. Both of those are fine. Keep the movement slow and controlled. Ideally, again, breathing out on the movement. As you come up, you hold it there, you take a breath in at the top, and as you breathe out, you come all the way back down again. And we're keeping it simple today, nothing too complicated. Got 2 more shoulder bridges to do. Great exercise of mobilizing your back and starting to build strength into your glutes, which also help with back issues, just because they're supporting the whole of your body in movement. Last one. And come all the way down. And then hug your knees in. Your knees can be wide, knees can be close, just to stretch out into your lower back. Hold it there. Release off the hold, take one foot down, take the other foot down, and then we'll finish with a core strength exercise, which is going to be the one leg stretch with head lifted or head on a block, just to remind ourselves that our core needs to be strong to support everything else. So your hands are down by your side. Take one leg up into single tabletop. You're still looking up towards the ceiling, chin is tucked. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, straighten your leg away from you so the thighs and the knees line up, and then pull the leg back into tabletop, and then straighten away. Good. So stay with this leg for the moment. We're doing about 8 on this leg. As you straighten the leg, just notice with your back arches. So you've got to brace, so something heavy is landing on your tummy every time you straighten your leg away from you. It's obviously easier if you keep pushing your foot, your left foot or the supporting leg into the mat. Good, last 2. And then from tabletop, lower that foot down. Just repeat on the other side. So left foot into tabletop and stretch away and back into tabletop. Good. Just imagine you've got a light switch that keeps flickering on the wall. And try to flick it off with your toe, stretching away. Nice work for your thighs as well. If you remember to tighten them up as they go away. Last one. And then lower that foot down. Safe option to finish off with for the one leg stretch with anyone with lower back pain, which works your core. Bring one leg into tabletop. Imprint or brace, something heavy is about to land on your tummy. Lift the other leg. Also lift your head, neck and shoulders and have your hands just behind your ears so your lower back is really safe now on the mat. Take one leg away and back into tabletop. And then the other one. So that it's hard work and you might only do a few repetitions of this, that your back is imprinted, there's no risk of it rising up and causing any further back issues. And all the time we're strengthening your core so that you don't get back issues. Nice work. We've got 3 more to each side just to finish. And this series of half-hour classes that I'm doing, I will leave you to stretch off at the end, or use the stretch of mobility class, which comes last one to each side. And then lower one foot down, lower the other foot down, lower your head, neck and shoulders down, and take a full body stretch. Bring your arms up and over, walk your feet in towards you, push down through your feet, kick your hips out to one side and roll on to the other side. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, carefully pull yourself all the way back up to seated. And that was your half hour for your back. So lots of mobility, some strength. And as I said, you can always stop the video as you go through it. We've been playing on several times and do more repetitions of each of those exercises. Thank you very much.